Hello everyone, welcome to This Day. It is Tuesday, April 28th. I'm your host, Bree Cox Kennedy. Looks like the 2026 Village Games have wrapped up. I hope you were able to either watch or participate. Watching that pickleball intro reminded me of that. The closing ceremony is going to be held on Thursday, so if that's of interest to you, you might want to look that up and go with your friends and find out who won in the games. On the show today, we've got assisted living locators with Jay Miner. If you are in the need for transitioning into a senior community, this might be the interview you might want to see. And then later in the show, from PCA Medical Group, we've got Dr. George Kanugris talking to us about how we can participate in heart health. But first, folks, looks like there is a planned power outage. We're going to be repeating this announcement because it's pretty important. The Southern California Edison has scheduled infrastructure work plan for Monday, May 4th from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. So not all day and not a long day, but just make sure that you know that there will be no power for Monday, May 4th from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. Power will be shut off, affecting court lighting, electrical outlets, and electronic gate access. The gate entrance serving courts 8, 9, and 10 will be closed due to crane operations. Clubhouse 7 and the driving range will also be closed for the duration of the projects. So please, folks, plan accordingly. And again, we'll repeat this announcement, but if you want to tell your friends, please do so we spread the word. The weather looks pretty amazing for the next 5 days, folks. There's no weather concerns, just mild spring conditions as we head into those next beautiful 5 days. There's no rain showing in the forecast, only occasional breeze here or there. Stay about above 70 degrees for the week with lows hovering mostly above 50. We're not showing a lot of clouds over the next 4 days, so make sure to take your sun protection gear if you're heading out for a fun day outdoors. Friday will be a pleasant 75 degrees, the warmest day of the week before temps start heading back into the 60s next week, so get out there and enjoy the 5 days ahead. Sunrise this morning was at 6:05 a.m. Sunset will be at 7:31 p.m. Gorgeous photo, once again, sunset at Dana Point Harbor, sent in to us by Mr. Joel Goldstein. Thank you, Joel. If you'd like to send us your photos, please do so. Please email those to us at lagunawoodsvillagetv@gmail.com. You know the drill, the name, the location, and in a horizontal format, please. Just 2 meetings to tell you about before we head on over to the break, and when we come back, assisted living locators will be with me.
Want to watch Village television from your phone, tablet, or smart TV? All our shows, like ThisDay, Discovering Laguna Woods, and monthly board meetings are streaming live on the Village Television app. Just search Village Television on the App Store or Google Play Store. Miss the live broadcast? All our original programming is available on demand 24/7 on our Village Television YouTube channel. Stay connected by watching Village Television programming whenever and wherever you want.
At Petwell Clinic, your local fast relief pet care clinic, there's no waiting days for an appointment. Just walk in when your pet needs care. From the moment you arrive, you'll feel our commitment to openness and service excellence. You remain by your pet's side throughout their visit, and all charges are clearly explained, so there are no surprises at checkout. Serving Laguna Woods Village, we are committed to kind and accessible pet care. Petwell Clinic, your most convenient option for quality pet care.
For years, Meineke has proudly served the Laguna Woods community. At our auto repair shop in Lake Forest, we offer a variety of services and repairs so that you can count on Meineke for all of your vehicle's needs. Whether it's a regular tune-up or more significant damage, our technicians are here to deliver top-quality workmanship. When you visit us, we'll ensure quick and efficient service so you can get back to your day without delay. Visit us today for unparalleled service.
Hi, I'm Jay Miner with Assisted Living Locators of South Orange County. If you're starting to worry about your safety at home or about a loved one who may be struggling, you don't have to take the next steps alone. I've toured every assisted living and memory care community in our area, and I can help you find the right fit. I'll do the research, make all the phone calls, and set up all the tours. And my services are at no cost to you. Let's make sure that you or your loved one have the care, comfort, and peace of mind that you deserve. Give me a call today.
Welcome back to the show, everyone. When it comes to senior living communities, do you know where to turn? Do you know where to go? There's so many of them out there. Here to help us sort of drill down and decipher what's going to work best for you. Welcome Jay Miner of Assisted Living Locators.
Good morning.
Hello. How are you?
I'm doing great. Good to see you again.
Nice to see you too, Jay. Thank you for coming. You always have, you sort of take out the mystery of this, I would assume, overwhelming process.
It
right?
absolutely can be. Yeah, it's challenging for many people.
And what I think is amazing is you just hosted a senior living tour.
I did.
Right?
So I did my first senior living discovery tour, and which I talked about the last time I was here.
Yes.
We did it in March, and it was so fun. I had a bus full of people, and we went to 3 different senior living communities all in one day.
Yes,
And
I do remember you telling me that you were going to do this. So that worked out well?
it was a blast. It was so much fun. Yeah, so we would get there, and they would have all kinds of food and goodies out for us, and they would take us on a tour. And so everybody that came on the tour got to see, what 3 different options are throughout the day, got to have a lot of questions answered, and we just had a ball. It went really, really well.
Fantastic. And these facilities look gorgeous.
But yeah, there's some beautiful places here in South Orange County.
Wow.
That are, just great to see, and they do a phenomenal job of providing care, but also providing a great living experience.
I mean, that looks like a place I'd go on vacation.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. People often feel like this is a cruise ship on land.
Oh, there you go. I love it. I
yeah.
love it. What other surprises or takeaways did your people have?
I think that it did not feel like super institutional. Like sometimes people feel like an assisted living community is going to feel more like a skilled nursing facility, but they're really not. An assisted living community is a great place for people to really fully enjoy their life, and so there's so many activities that are there. So I think that surprised people. Also, the differences between each community. Each one that I chose for the tour had a different strength or a different thing that they're really good at, and so people on the tour got to see, oh, this place is like this. And so just because maybe your friend went to one community and had a great experience doesn't mean that's the right community for you, because you may have different needs. And so I think that surprised people and encouraged them, being able to see, oh, there's different strengths with the different places.
Right. And if somebody was to try to figure that out on their own, like what the strong suits of each community was, how long do you think that would take them?
Quite a while. There's about just between Lake Forest and San Clemente, there's about 24 assisted living communities down here. And so if you wanted to try to go to all of those on your own and figure it out, that's definitely going to take you a while.
Absolutely.
And that's where I love to be able to help my clients, is because I already know all of those communities. I know the personalities of them. I know their strengths. I know who's got the best chef. I know, where the best activities are. And so for where people are in their stage, I can easily just say, here's the 3 that we should go look at for you.
Right, right. Are there any misconceptions that you run into as far as
Absolutely.
senior living?
Many people feel like moving to assisted living means losing independence, where the reality is that actually moving into an assisted living community, once you get to a certain stage of life, can actually help foster more independence. It provides a lot of security for people, because there is someone there to provide the assistance if they need it, but they also get to have just this really full life that's going on around them. Another thing that is a misconception is just kind of the idea that it, like I said earlier, it feels institutional, like it'll feel like a hospital. And many of us, I know in my generation, we were growing up, we had a stigma about nursing homes. And so people feel like that an assisted living community is a nursing home, whereas it's really not. It's an incredible, vibrant, active community of people And there is that added layer of support when people need help with certain activities of daily living. If they need, they start to need help overseeing their medication, or, maybe when mobility becomes an issue and they might need someone to, just to help them be able to walk a certain amount of distances, or, helping, recovering from surgery or something like that. An assisted living community is a great place. So I think for people to put their eyes on that and see that, it helped them to go, oh, this isn't what I thought that it was.
Right, right. And thank you for clarifying that, because that's kind of where my conception was, is that, oh, this is somebody's in your room all the time.
Right.
Somebody's always in your business. You don't have any time alone, and none of that's the case.
Not at all. Not at all. You have your own apartment, and you do what you want to do. There's a lot of things that are available for you to do, but you live your independent life there. One of the beauties of it, though, is that you've got your own apartment, but you have someone that will come in once a week and do your house cleaning for you. So that's taken care of. They will come in once a week and do your laundry for you. So your sheets, your towels, a load of personal laundry, all of that is done. And so that's where some of that support starts to come in, that you're not having to do all of those normal things for yourself, but someone is actually doing it for you, which is great.
Yeah, you can actually go to lunch with your friends.
Exactly. And the lunch is there in a restaurant, and the food is good, and yeah, it's a great situation.
And so do all of these communities have breakfast, lunch, dinner restaurants, or are
They
do.
Assisted living communities do. Now there's certain 55 plus communities that might have a restaurant that have a different meal plan, but when we're talking about assisted living communities, all of them do 3 meals a day in the restaurant.
Right, right. So it sounds like, in comparison to somebody, living at home alone by themselves, let's say maybe here in the village, that's offering another layer of community, probably even more so, a little more intimate, I would think, where if somebody were to move into those communities, they'd really build a friendship quickly.
Absolutely.
Either with the staff or with other residents.
One of the biggest problems facing our society today is social isolation.
Yes.
And so when people end up aging at home, which a lot of people want to do, and I understand that, but one of the maybe the negative side effects of that is the isolation, and people feeling like that they never get to see anybody. And so they'll have in-home care come in, which can be really good and really helpful. But then you just have one caregiver that's coming in to help you throughout the day, and you're not having interaction with other people. And there's studies about the very real detrimental effects to your health that are caused by social isolation.
Yes.
And so that is another benefit of considering moving to an assisted living community, is just the other people that are around you, the people that you see when you go down for meals, the people that you get to play bingo with every day, the people in your book club, or the people that go on the bus for the scenic drive every week. You get to build a community and have people around you, which does help with your overall health. And so it's a beautiful benefit of having a community like this.
Yeah, even, having that caregiver come in once or twice a week, it doesn't replace that bond
Right.
that you can build with multiple other people.
Absolutely.
And just be able to call, hey, let's go for a walk, or let's go down and have lunch or something.
Right. And just having people that are in your stage of life that have those kind of shared memories, it really does help you not to feel so alone.
That's true too, because there's probably a significant age gap between a caregiver and somebody who's aging at home, right?
Yes, most of the time, yes.
Yes.
That's true.
Yes, wow. For somebody who's watching, kind of tiptoeing in, kind of curious but unsure, what would you tell these people?
Start research early. Start looking now. I always think it's a good idea to go ahead and go look at one of these places. That's why I started this discovery tour, is because I wanted an easy way for people to kind of step into this space and not feel so nervous about, going on a tour. And but first of all, I take people on tours all the time, every day, and I love doing that. I love helping people be able to see it. But I also have another discovery tour that I'm going to be doing in June, on June the 23rd. So if people are interested, they can call me and get on that tour. We're going to be looking at some communities in San Clemente, in Dana Point, in Rancho Mission Viejo. And so that's going to be an incredible time. I'm really excited about that.
Fantastic. Okay. What was the takeaway from the group, quickly,
It was
from
fun.
the first time?
Everybody had fun.
sort of took the stigma out of it.
Absolutely, yeah.
Wonderful.
And there's been a couple that's already moved into one of the communities that we went to see, and they're very happy. Yeah. So it was great.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Jay, thank you so much for joining me today.
So good to be with you again. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Coming up next, we'll have PCA here. Stay with me.
For nearly 40 years, Pacific Cardiovascular Associates has been the leading cardiovascular clinic serving Laguna Hills and Laguna Woods. At PCA, our board-certified heart specialists provide compassionate care, from initial consultations to routine follow-ups and more. We offer echocardiograms, stress tests, vascular studies, and pacemaker checks, all in one convenient location. With free parking and full wheelchair accessibility, PCA makes care easier than ever. Visit our website or give us a call to schedule your appointment today.
Welcome back to the show, everyone. I have got Dr. George Kanugris with me from the PCA Medical Group. Welcome to the show. We're going to talk all things cardiology, right?
Yes.
But first, Dr. George Kanugris. I love that name.
You call me Dr. George or Dr. K, that's okay.
I like Kanugris.
All right, that's good.
Because I can pronounce it.
That's a good thing. I'm proud of you.
Tell us a little bit about your background.
So I'm a board certified cardiologist. I've been practicing in the area here for about over 25 years. And in the last 15 years, I've been specializing in CT scanning and coronary calcium scoring. I'm board certified in cardiac imaging as well. And that's been my focus of interest, along as general cardiology as well.
Mm-hmm. So before we started rolling tape, earlier we were talking about why you decided to go into this field. I thought that was a very interesting perspective.
Yeah. So I've been an avid exerciser all of my life, and I majored in exercise physiology. And then I decided to go to medical school to pursue further studies, and especially dealing with the heart, the exercise aspect, the prevention of heart disease, and how the heart adapts to exercise. And so that's how I got into cardiology.
And do you feel like when people understand how the heart really works, they're more apt to take care of themselves better and engage in physical activity?
We wish to like to say that, yes. Yes, I think so.
Yes. Well, we can only hope. We can only hope. Yeah. So I think we all know heart disease risk increases as we age.
Correct.
Right? So what are the most common things that you see in older adults?
With the audience here, I kind of divide the older adults or seniors into kind of like 3 age groups, especially Laguna Woods. I have the young seniors that are, say, 55 to, let's say, 75. These are kind of arbitrary cutoffs I use. And then 75 to maybe 85 is the middle-aged seniors, and then above 85 is the older seniors, because certainly there's a different perspective that a 55-year-old would have versus a 95-year-old. And you do have those populations here in Laguna Woods, so I think I go along those lines. So the younger population would be more concerned, I think, about preventing heart disease or getting a heart attack or having something happen to themselves or a stroke, whereas the older population is more interested in probably more quality of life. They may have had a heart attack or had something already. Their concern is, how am I going to live the rest of my life? Will I need oxygen? Will I be on a walker? Am I going to have another heart attack? What's going to be the quality of my life? As opposed to a younger person says, I'm going to try to prevent this from happening.
Yeah, and I think even in education for the older adults, because I wouldn't have thought that you need a walker or oxygen, or like what are the consequences after you have a heart attack of what your life is going to be like?
Well, that would be the more extreme. If someone has congestive heart failure, a weak heart muscle from numerous heart attacks or insults and that type of thing. And usually that can happen at a younger age, but usually talking about an older patient that may become debilitated if they don't try to prevent it. And the problem is, a lot of people think, well, my parents lived to be 100, I don't have any problems. And then once they get to be, say, 80 or so, they've had a heart attack. And now they say, wait a minute, I wish I had prevented it sooner. Now I've had a heart attack. Now what do I do? So prevention's a big key. Can you give us 3 or 4 ways that we can prevent? Yeah, I think the main thing would be, first of all, choose your parents wisely. That would be the first. And the second one would be probably diet's very important. More plant-based diet, lower carbohydrates, saturated fats. Then physical and mental activity, which you certainly have the opportunity here in Laguna Woods with all of the educational and recreational and swimming pools, gyms, et cetera, walking, et cetera. So being very active, being mentally engaged, eating the right foods, I think and having a positive outlook. So I think those are the most important things.
All of those contributing factors.
Yeah.
Do you see that there's more heart disease in America versus any other country?
Probably, if we look at the statistics, I would say yes, but we're a pretty large population with a heterogeneous group of people, different ethnic backgrounds and what have you. But more of the industrialized world has a similar heart.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, kind of a risk as we do, the more industrialized world
Right.
than we do. But there's slightly lower risks in Europe and other rates because of ethnic factors and the way they live their life and food sources. For example, in Europe, there's more walking, more plant-based diets, different lifestyle compared to the United States.
And a lot of their food is acquired that day. It's
Yes,
very,
it's a
very
little
fresh.
fresher. We could get, that's a whole nother animal to talk about. That's true.
Absolutely.
But they do have a garden in Laguna Woods. You can grow your own food in Laguna Woods.
I
They
love
have-
that.
they have the garden.
Absolutely.
So we could take care of that.
So you mentioned a bit ago about calcium scoring. Can you explain to us in simple terms what that is?
So it's called the CT coronary calcium score. So the patient goes in a CT scanner, which is an X-ray machine. I think many people are familiar with it. It's a tube. It's not a tunnel like an MRI scanner. It's a tube. You lay on a table. You go in the machine. You hold your breath, and the scan is over in 5 or 6 seconds. It's a breath hold. There's no contrast injected, and there's as much radiation as your yearly background radiation. You're flying, say, cross-country in an airplane. So it's very low radiation. And the scan looks at calcium deposits in the coronary arteries, that is atherosclerosis. So you talk about the different people say, oh, I have diabetes, I have this, I have that. Those are risk factors. This is a risk factor also, but it actually shows you how much disease you have and kind of grossly gives you cardiac age or coronary age for your particular chronologic age.
Interesting. And so if plaque is found in the lining of the arteries, what can be done?
Well, once you have calcium deposited, whatever that calcium is, that doesn't go away. What you want to do is prevent more cholesterol buildup and then more calcium, which could eventually lead to a blockage of the coronary artery and cause a heart attack.
Is that when you would go in and put a stent to
That would be
open that up?
along those lines, yes.
Interesting.
So we're trying to prevent the disease. So this would be an asymptomatic patient who we're trying to prevent the disease when we think there may be a higher risk for the disease. Family history, certain risk factors. The patients may be averse to taking a positive reaction. Oh, I don't want to eat a better diet. I don't want to take these pills.
Right.
I want to sit around and watch TV.
Right.
This is be a more motivational to say, wait a minute, hey, you actually have disease. So a calcium score of 0, if you don't see any calcium, that's a pretty strong risk predictor that you don't have probably a very low risk for getting heart disease. But over time, that may change. You may have a 0, say, score when you're 55. That doesn't mean eat, drink, and be merry. You're never going to have a heart attack. That's just at this level of time, probably good for like 5 years, and then you could recheck it. Also, the calcium score, unlike other risk factors, is there are nomograms for ethnic background. There's for Black, Hispanic, and Chinese.
Oh, interesting.
So there is a risk stratification, which your other risk factors are more geared toward average white American males and also females with the calcium score. So it does divide the people up in a little more. It's a precise risk stratification.
In your studies and throughout your years of working with your patients, have you found that the ones that were more sedentary who come in and you're finding these diseases, has that sort of been the culprit or the lead into?
Sedentary lifestyle, also diet. Diet's pretty important.
It's pretty important.
Pretty important. And the diabetes, and then obesity, and it's linked to diabetes. So those type of risk factors. So if a patient has a very high risk, let's say they already had a heart attack, or they're diabetic, they're obese, they smoke, et cetera, we would not really use a calcium score because they have excessively high cholesterol. The calcium score becomes a little less useful because there's a high probability that if they don't have disease now, they're going to get disease. So you treat those people without a calcium score as a rule, but you can still use it in certain instances.
Wow, so much to learn. Thank you for joining me. Where can people find you if they need to come?
Well, Pacific Cardiovascular Associates are right here in Laguna Hills, right down the street.
Fantastic. Do they need a prescription from their primary care?
Well, usually for the calcium score, yes. But again, it is commercially available. Certain companies advertise or doctors advertise it for $99, and they can go in and get the test done.
Oh, wow. Well, that's.
But I think you want to use it under the guidance of a doctor or cardiologist to put it in perspective. There's a lot more that goes to it than just the score. Okay. You have to take a look at the whole person. It's just one piece of. We're trying to prevent disease and tailor our treatment or our prevention strategies for that particular patient. So the calcium score kind of allows us, since we don't have a crystal ball, this is about as close as we can get to a crystal ball, to kind of predicting what's going to happen to you specifically.
Interesting. Well, we all want to know, right?
Yes.
We all want that crystal ball.
Yes. Now, if I could know, I wouldn't be here talking. We'd make you a lot of money knowing, but.
All right, Dr. Canigris, thank you so much for joining me today.
You're very welcome.
PCA Associates. You're watching This Day on Village TV. We'll be back after these messages.
For some places, care is a service. At Heritage Point, it's a commitment. Located in Mission Viejo, Heritage Point offers an environment where residents feel known, valued, and at ease. Our experienced staff build meaningful relationships that bring comfort and trust. With engaging activities designed for connection and creativity, every day brings something to look forward to. Our vibrant social dining experience is truly a welcoming environment. This is where community thrives. Visit our website or give us a call to schedule your visit today.
Welcome back to the show, everyone. I hope you enjoyed those segments. Let's take a look at our Friday and Saturday night movie previews. Friday movie is A Man for All Seasons, starring Paul Scofield, brought to us by Radnet. It's about a story of an English statesman, Sir Thomas More, who defied King Henry VIII after Henry rejected the Roman Catholic Church in order to obtain a divorce and remarry. So scandalous. Saturday's movie is Midway, 2019, starring Woody Harrelson, brought to us by Advanced Ear. This is a story about the Battle of Midway, told by the leaders and the sailors who fought in it. Appreciate all of their services. Both those movies will be shown at 2 p.m. with subtitles and 6 p.m. without subtitles. Let's take a quick look at our weather forecast, folks. It's absolutely beautiful for the next 5 days. We've got highs today and tomorrow in 70, climbing up to a beautiful 75 on Saturday. I wanted to say 75 and Saturday at the exact same time, but you know what I meant. Got a little clouds rolling in on Saturday, but for the most part of the week, we've got some gorgeous temperatures. Get out there and enjoy it. Tomorrow on This Day, we have recreation and advanced ear care with Stuart Spencer. So you have to come back and enjoy the show again tomorrow, because that's going to do it for this episode of This Day. Of course, from all of us here, we wish yours a beautiful one. See you tomorrow.